Over the weekend, Sapporo Champions League in Japan went down, a tournament with over 2,800 players. And the deck that won the whole thing was Miraidon EX. Shoutouts to Akira Kurosaki for the win. And now, granted, Japan is in a different format right now. They are in Twilight Masquerade, like essentially our Twilight Masquerade format in a couple of weeks. And the meta is a little different there. Dragapult has become the BDIF. We've got a couple of Dragapults in top 8. I see 3 here, and there's less Charizard than before, which is notoriously Miraidon's worst matchup. There's actually no Charizard in the top 16, which is wild considering we're in a world where Charizard is the definitive best deck, and to see it slip in Japan as hard as it has in light of this new meta is kind of crazy. But it opens the door for a deck like Miraidon to creep back in, and here it is, just taking out one of the biggest and most competitive tournaments in Japan. And so today I wanted to ask the question, like, should we be playing Miraidon right now? And even if not for right now, should we be prepping for the next format going forward? I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we're going to play some Miraidon EX today. And now keep in mind, there's one card in the champions list that this one does not run. There's a Tatsugiri card, which lets you dig through the top X number of cards in your deck and then grab a supporter. And I think that's going to be an awesome addition to this deck. We don't have that card right now, so I substituted it with a Super Rod to get some energy and Pokemon back. You could also put in an XP share or whatever you deem as a appropriate alternative to that card. But right now we've got Super Rod in there. Anyhow, disclaimer out of the way. Miraidon EX. It is a lightning type Pokemon, 220 HP, lightning type. We said that already. 1 retreat. It's got the amazing ability Tandem Unit, where once during your turn, you can put 2 basic lightning Pokemon from your deck and put them onto your bench. And you can put a second Miraidon on and just completely fill the bench with lightning Pokemon if you wanted to. Its attack is not bad either. Photon Blaster does 220 damage for 2 lightning and a colorless. And during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. You can bump that damage up to 230 with Zapdos on your bench with that lightning symbol ability. Boosts your lightning type, basic lightning type attackers plus 10 for that Zapdos being on the bench, giving you enough firepower to knock out stuff like Roaring Moon and Iron Hands in 1 hit with Tandem Unit. And beyond Miraidon, we have a number of attackers in here. We have Raikou with the fleet-footed ability, lets you draw a card when it's in the active, and Lightning Rondo for 1 lightning and a colorless, does 20 damage, plus 20 damage for each bench Pokemon can be yours and your opponent's. So this can hit for up to 220 damage. Really good early game attacker and really efficient attacker because you don't need a lot of energy to get it going. Iron Hands is the opposite. It is very hungry for energy, but it has amazing attacks. Arm Press for 2 lightning and a colorless for 160 is okay, but we really want to use it for Amp You Very Much for 1 lightning and 3 colorless, does 120 damage. And if you score the KO with this move, you are taking an extra prize. If you knock out a single prize Pokemon, you're taking 2 prizes. If you knock out a multi-prize Pokemon, you're taking 3 prizes. So lots of ways of getting extra prizes in this deck. We could even use Raichu as our heavy hitter with that dynamic spark attack for 2 lightning energy. You discard any number of energy from your Pokemon on your bench or the active, and you do 60 damage for each one you discard. So it has the potential to one-shot anything in the game. So lots of different attack options in this deck, and it can get set up very quickly thanks to Electric Generator, which we'll talk about in a bit. So our lightning Pokemon counts, we've got 3 Miraidon to help us set up, 2 Iron Hands for that Amp You Very Much, 1 Raikou for that lightning Rondo, 1 Raichu for the heavy hit, 1 Zapdos for that extra damage boost. And then we've got a number of support Pokemon in here as well, such as Mew EX, where this lets you draw up to 3 cards, and Genome Hacking is a great attack as well for 3 colorless energy. You choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. And one thing that I slipped up on is that when Iron Hands gets knocked out and it's got the heavy baton, you can move the energy to Mew, because like Powering this up manually is going to be a pain, but you can't use Generator to power up Mew, but you can move energy from Iron Hands to Mew if the Heavy Baton is equipped, and that does save me in at least one of these matches. So keep that in mind as a strategy you can employ. We do have Radiant Greninja for that concealed cards ability, lets you discard an energy, draw 2 cards. We're not using this to attack, really it's just a way of discarding energy and drawing 2 cards. One Squawkabilly, where that Squawk and Seize ability helps us discard our hand on the first turn, draw up to 6 cards, can give us a better opportunity when going second to get that turn 1 attack off. And then Iron Bundle can be very annoying for our opponents with that Hyper Blower ability, where it can force our opponent's active Pokemon onto the bench, and then you discard Iron Bundle and keep it moving. Can give you an opportunity to hit something that your opponent doesn't want to get hit. For trainer cards, we've got 1 copy of Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards, grab a Pokemon of our choice, 1 copy of Switch Cart, which can switch our basic Pokemon out of the active and also heal 30 damage from it. Electric Generator is the lifeblood of this deck. You get to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and attach up to 2 lightning energy you find there onto your benched Pokemon. And it's really important to have whatever attacker you're setting up on the bench, and we've got lots of ways of pivoting another Pokemon into the act or out of the active, so whether that's Mew EX as a free retreater or attaching a single retreat attaching Rescue Board to a single retreat Pokemon like a Miraidon or a Greninja can reduce the retreat cost so that we have that free pivot every time. We also have 1 copy of Lost Vacuum to throw any sort of annoying tool cards or stadiums into the Lost Zone. I added 1 Super Rod here, which can help you get back energy or Pokemon, up to 3 in any combination, back into your deck. The logic here is that there's a lot of one-of Pokemon in here, like I think Raichu in particular is the big one, where you might have to discard that early and you want that back for that big hit on Charizard. That can help you get that back. Also helps you get energy back into the deck for your other electric generators later. Again, the player Akira had Tatsugiri in this spot, and in the immediate term, you're going to have to find something else to put in here, whether it is a Super Rod, maybe you put in a Pokegear for that extra support dig. Whatever the case, just know this is a flex spot. 1 copy of Town Store to grab a tool from our deck, put it into our hand. Lots of great tools in this deck, including Heavy Baton, Rescue Board, and Forest Seal Stone. Heavy Baton, you'll attach this to Iron Hands, and when Iron Hands gets knocked out, you can move 3 basic energy to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. Prime Catcher is awesome in this deck, where you get to switch your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench with another Pokemon of your choice, and then you switch your bench Pokemon into the active. And because you have a lot of free retreat options, this is basically an item-based boss's orders, which makes this card even better. Forest Seal Stone, phenomenal card. Lets us grab any card from our deck, put it into our hand as our V-Star power, and shuffle our deck. You're going to want to attach this to either Raichu or Raikou, because both of those are Pokemon V, and we have to attach to a Pokemon V to use this V-Star power. 4 copies of Nest Ball to get our basics down, 4 copies of Professor's Research to discard our hand and draw 7 cards, 2 copies of Bravery Charm to give our basic Pokemon plus 50 HP. You're going to have to find the right Pokemon, whether it's a Raikou, Raichu, Miraidon, sometimes even Iron Hands, where that plus 50 HP is going to get you out of one-shot range and let you attack even more. 3 copies of Boss's Orders to gust a bench Pokemon into the active, and 3 copies of Arven helping us search for an item and a tool of our choice. Lots of amazing items in here, such as Generator, Prime Catcher, and then item or tools such as Heavy Baton and Rescue Board, among others. And then our energy splits, we've got 16 basic lightning energy and 2 double turbo energies to get the Iron Hand set up. So the general game plan, I find that you want to go second more often than not. First is okay, but second's definitely better, where you have the opportunity to get the first attack, whether you're attacking with Raikou or Iron Hands or Miraidon. Generally, you want to attack with Iron Hands first, try and take an easy 2 prizes, but there are times where other attackers will be better, like a Miraidon plus Zapdos can hit for 230 against basic Vs. Like if they started Roaring Moon or something like that, you can just knock them out right away. And then from there, just kind of picking the best attacker for the job, whether it is an Iron Hands to steal multiple prizes, Raikou because it's just very cheap to do a lot of damage, Raichu as that heavy hitter, and sometimes Mew can be a great attacker copying your opponent's attacks. And I'm not sure this is the time for Miraidon right now in our current Temporal Forces format. Charizard is still running around everywhere, and Charizard is a rough matchup for this deck. It's not impossible, but it is rough. But going forward, it looks like Charizard stocks are going to slow down a bit. Tatsugiri does make this deck better, and it looks like it's going to be on the rise in the future. And I still think this deck has some value right now playing it. There are times where I do get frustrated with the electric generators bricking or not having the right tools in the right spots at the right time, but this is still a deck that can hit really hard, it can hit really fast, and even if it's worse matchups like a Charizard, you still can win. So yeah, if you're playing through the struggle bus right now with Miraidon, you can still get some success. I think this deck can still win against current decks right now, and it seems like it's going to be even better going forward. All right, let's check out these matches. Dialga. Okay. They faked us out very hard, but our hand is absolutely abysmal. This is actually not a bad matchup if we could get our pieces down. But with 4 energy, a baton, and a generator, and only Greninja in the active, we're probably already dead. Oh man, and they hit the Buddy Poffin too? We are almost certainly dead. Okay, let's go see. Let's see. We can Greninja... Here. Okay, Ultra Ball's fine. Ultra Ball is fine. I'm going to conceal cards first. Okay, a Zapdos is not bad. I'm going to have to get a Squawkabilly down, though. So we're going to have to waste this generator, which does suck. I guess, you know what? It doesn't hurt to generator to the Zapdos. If we're going to lose the Zapdos anyway, we could potentially have that energy on deck for a Raichu attack. So let's go and do that. We'll Squawk and Seize. And, ooh, okay. We get a Miraidon, right? We get a Miraidon. We get, can we parlay this into a win here? Or at least the turn 1 KO. Let's go. Iron Hands. Oh, we don't have Raikou? Are you kidding me? Okay. Iron Hands, and we'll leave a bench space open for now. We don't have to bench any. We don't have to bench Raichu or anything. Actually, it does kind of suck because now we have to hit double on the generator here if we are going to. If we're gonna win here, Forest Seal. Yeah, Forest Seal Stone doesn't mean anything. I should have benched the Raichu so I could play Forest Seal Stone. Okay, we hit the double, right? We go 1-2. We get the third energy. We get the Bravery Charm. And we retreat. And we can do the Forest Seal Stone play later. So we'll just hit for 230 damage. And all of a sudden, this looks a lot better than it did before. Okay. So off the next play, we will bench Raichu. Oh, yeah, we'll bench Raichu, Forest Seal Stone, get ourselves a new set of cards, and go from there. I think we can attack. We can probably attack with the Zapdos, TBH. But we are making things pop off. Sorix, welcome. Is Morpeko good? What Morpeko? Okay, we're gonna get a Nest Ball down. If we can get... Ooh, if we Prime Catcher here, right? We bench the Raichu. I think we can win, like, right, TM Evo. Ah. Okay. Yeah, if they set up Dialga V-Star right now, we are in trouble. Which they probably will. I don't think they go triple Metang. I would be silly of them to go triple Metang. Don't do it. Don't go triple Metang. Yep. Okay. I think we... Oh, I have Super Rod in the deck. Okay, Super Rod's the wrong card. It should have been XP Share. But you know what? That's actually not the worst. Right now, we can throw all this energy back in the deck. And we can... So we Tandem Unit. Ooh, can Raichu get the knock right now? If we play Prime Catcher... hold on. What's the best way to do this? Because if we... For a Seal Stone... I need to attach still to the Zapdos. Right? If we go and... We grab an Electric Generator... Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Let's see if we can go for the win here. If we go... I'm going for it. We might as well risk it for the biscuit. If we can get enough energy out here... Yes! Okay. 1, 2. Right? We hard retreat. We go into the Dialga, and we need 6 energy. We discard 1. We go into the Raichu. And we put energy here. And they should be down by a lot, right? So we need 6 times 5. 1... 2, 3. And then we grab 2 off the Miraidon. If we go... Yeah, we'll go 2 on the Miraidon. And we hit for 310. And, I mean, that could be it. I don't know. We have, like, no gas in the tank left. This is the problem. We may have over... Oh, they just scooped! GG's! GG's. And that is... I guess, yeah, the power of Miraidon. And, like, that was a match I thought we lost, to be honest. Our hand was not great. And we ended up turning that into a squash in our favor, being able to accelerate a whole bunch of energy and hit with the right attackers early on. Miraidon being able to take the one-hit KO on the Dialga V, and then on the following turn, having enough energy on the board. And we got kind of lucky with those generators, but setting ourselves up so that we could come in with the Raichu and one-hit KO that V-Star. And now they could have done... They could have potentially hung on a little longer, like we had completely emptied the clip and had nothing to fall back on if they decided to keep playing. But they decided, like, no, we're just going to scoop, and we end up taking the win. GG's. No, we'll go second. Lesson learned. I admittedly, and this has been a fatal flaw of me as a player, I think I scooped too soon. I'll play against people sometimes where I'm like, why aren't you scooping? And then they find a way. Charizard. Okay. This is a bad matchup. We all know this is a bad matchup. Can we make something happen here? If they don't get the... Heads. Okay, great. And Kenzie-kun, welcome. How are you doing? So we want an Iron Hands and a Raikou. Uh-oh. Damn, they're going to get the Pidgey down, aren't they? They are potentially putting themselves in a compromising position here if they overbench. We know one of those cards is a Charizard. Like, okay, Entei. All right. That could be a good sign for us. We know one of those cards is Charizard. They are just going to put the Entei into tank. That changes things, right? Now, I may not want to go with an Iron Hands in the active. I might want to just attack with Miraidon. Well, we do get an Iron Hands anyway. And we can go... Miraidon Zapdos, I guess. We'll try and do the 230. Is it... Oh, hold on. I need... We will get down... We'll get down the Raikou. And, oh, I almost screwed that up there. Almost screwed that up. We need the Squawk. Okay. Let's go and... Raikou, do I attach now? I'm going to attach now while we still have the energy. And let's go research. Okay, yeah, we've got the board. That's fantastic. Let's go generate double. One hit. Okay, I'm going to need one more here. We do get the Bravery Charm on the Miraidon, which is fantastic. Squawkabilly can be a pivot too. And unfortunately, we're now getting rid of 2 more researches here. We are... We kind of have to pray at this point that the generator is going to hit to knock out this Entei. And we get 2. All right, let's go. So, Miraidon, and do we want the Iron Hands? Do we start powering up the Iron Hands, or are we too far behind? Let's go with the Iron Hands. Okay. We retreat. And we pray they don't have a Gust. Now, the problem for us is we can't attack with Miraidon in this following turn. So it might have been better to put the energy on the Raikou so we could at least follow-up attack. I know they have a Charizard in hand. We don't know if they have a Rare Candy in hand. They get a Magma Basin, so they will get at least some energy onto a Charizard, which is potentially helpful. Oh, they do have the Rare Candy. Ugh. Now, they only have 1 card, right? And they're not knocking us out. They are not knocking us out. So we can just retreat into the Zapdos and stall for time that way. And we could just gust up the... No, not the Iono 2. Okay. They are not knocking us out. We do have the Iron Hands Heavy Baton, which is good. But yeah, not having a follow-up attack here really sucks. And they're going to start setting up their board. Man, this match is bad. And they have a Delphox too? The Delphox is going to be a problem if they get that set up and they can snipe out this Miraidon. Yeah, and they are definitely going for that play. They have a second Rare Candy Zard. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we're going to have to retreat. We're going to have to retreat. You hate Chars, yeah. I get that. They had so few cards and they still got the double Zard ready. And they're going to be able to build up the Delphox on the bench too. Like, this is definitely something we're going to want to take advantage of if the game even goes that far. They've committed, right? They've committed. This is all they've got. I mean, they have an amazing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've got extra energy too. 8, 9 energy. Oh my. Okay. We do have a play. Like, if we were to get like a, oh man. I can attack this Charizard right now. I don't know if it's the best to attack this Charizard right now, but I can. It might not be worth it, though. Especially if they only have... Now, if we put the... If we go back in, we soften this up, and we lose the Miraidon, I think we just put the Zapdos in, and we say bet, and we buy ourselves one more turn to figure this out. Now, they hard retreat, and they hit the Zapdos and the Miraidon, and we're just dead. This was not good. This was actually bad. That was potentially the worst play. I'm sure they see it, right? I'm sure they see the snipe and they can take 3 prizes. Oh, yeah. There it is. I asked for that. I absolutely asked for that. We were in a tough spot regardless, but oof. Oof. I cannot believe, man. Okay. Okay. What can we even do at this point? Can Raikou knock out 20, 40, 60, 80, 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 40, 60, 80. No, we can't even knock out with that. Double Iron Hands. I want to draw more cards. I don't want another Iron Hands on the board, though. That doesn't really help us. Maybe Raichu? Let's see. We'll play to our outs. We will see what we can do. Prime Catcher is... Okay, Arven gets us some stuff. Right? If we go Electric Generator, Bravery Charm, and we go... How much energy? 240? We can knock out the Delphox if we wanted to go that route. I don't know if we want to, though. I think we go into the Iron Hands. And I think we have to Prime Catcher here. We'll take out this Charmander. And... Holy cow. Okay. We'll amp you very much for 120. When they knock us out, they will move 3 energy. And maybe there's a world where we hit double energy and we get a 3rd, and then we can knock out with Raichu. That's pretty much what this comes down to. Yeah, I can pivot. I have multiple pivot options here, whether it's Mew or Miraidon or Squawkabilly. Now, if they boss up... If they boss up the Raichu, we're kind of toast. I guess if they put the... Like, there's potentially Miraidon into... Let's see what we got. Heart of the cards, yeah. Move into Mew and Burning Darkness, but we don't have 3 energy on Mew. That's the problem. Okay, we get Iono down to 2 cards, which is unfortunate. Super Rod's not really... If we throw all that energy back, that could be it. Okay, and they're going to get a V-Star power too. What are they going to do? Yeah, I don't think we get 3 energy on... Yeah, I don't think we're getting 3 energy on Mew right now. How much energy is in the discard? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There is a world where we don't Super Rod and we just say... Okay, I think we have to Super Rod. Let's try it. Let's try it. After Heavy Baton? Oh, you're right. You're right. Because, yeah, this just moves into... I forgot about that. And, yeah, do we just move into Mew? Is that the play? Is that the play? I normally don't like coaching, but I think you got him. I think we got... I think you did the thing, and I would not have seen that play otherwise. And yeah, if we genome hacking, I don't think we have to do anything else here. If we genome hack and we copy Burning Darkness, we just hit for 330 and we win the game. Damn! Damn. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We played just to hang around. Runenberg. I generally don't like coaching, but I would have lost that match and the win was literally right in front of my face. I think where I screwed up and where I totally did not... I totally forgot that the Heavy Baton moves to anything. It was the combination of... I thought it was moving to just Lightning Pokemon, and I was like, okay, but I moved 3 energy to Raichu. No, I can move to Mew. In that scenario, it's like Mew can copy Charizard's attack, and we only had 1 prize remaining, which then put us in a position to knock out the Charizard with one hit, which was awesome. And yeah, maybe this I have won other matches like Miraidon versus Charizard. It is a bad matchup, but we were able to hang around long enough. And yeah, even though they took 3 prizes in a single turn, we were able to hang around long enough to win the game. Mew OP, thank you to chat. I'm still trying to refrain from the coaching, but hey, I wouldn't have won that without you guys. So like, round of applause to the homies. And like, yeah, the play was literally right in front of my face. So GG's. There we go. That is a look at Miraidon EX, and it's a deck that feels largely forgotten in the Temporal Forces format as Charizard has risen to prominence and Miraidon doesn't have as many good answers for Charizard. But the deck is still really fast. It still hits really hard. There are some merits to playing it right now in the Temporal Forces format. And as proven in Japan, again, shoutouts to Akira for the win, going forward, this is going to be a stronger and better deck. There's actually one more graphic I wanted to pull up here. And this is from Pokekabook looking at the meta in Japan and their metagame top 16, and this is only a 2-day window, and these are all the top 16 decks in Japan City League tournaments. But right after Dragapult, it's Miraidon. Miraidon is very much a deck on the rise that we're going to need to keep tabs on, and it feels very easy to like dismiss Miraidon because of how much it's fallen off, but its time to shine might be coming back again very soon. But for now, I got to get going. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at InThirdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern time, like I am right now. And check out the website, InThirdPerson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. Twitch fam, stick around. We're going to keep going. But for our friends on YouTube, we're out of here. Bye-bye.